Hey guys, Anthony the Rag Company, and in today's exciting video, this is everything that you need to know about Koch Chemie detailing products. Let's jump into it. So in front of me here, we have a slew of Koch Chemie detailing products that are currently available right now in North America. And believe me when I say that this product line has expanded quite a bit over the last few years since Koch Chemie was first introduced into the US. And guess what? It's just going to get bigger and better from here as we continue to bring on more products from Germany here into the US for all of you detailers out there. So what we're going to do today is go over each one of these products here on this table. This is going to be a very long-winded video. I'm really excited to cover this. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. Let's catch our breath and let's do this. We are kicking off this video by going green, and by going green I mean starting off with the Koch Chemie Alkaline products, also known as the green label products. Now these are 4 products that we currently have here in North America. We have Koch Chemie Green Star, Polestar, Merzer something, MZR, and then we also have Multi-Star, the untalked about product, which I think needs to be talked about. So we're gonna be jumping through this line first, and then you guys are gonna kind of get the picture, and we're gonna keep going through by color and by property of the chemical, and we are gonna get through this together. Starting this off with Koch Chemie Green Star. Now Green Star was actually one of the first chemicals to come overseas here to the US. It actually came on the same shipment that I believe GSF was on as well. Now Koch Chemie Green Star is going to be their universal all-purpose cleaner, dedicated for interior, exterior, and kind of everything in between. I particularly like Green Star on engine bay cleaning as well. Now it's going to be alkaline, meaning it's going to come in at a pH of 12.5. It is going to have some detergents in there. It's going to have some degreasers and some foaming agents. So it's going to put on a really good show in a foam cannon and a really good show in an IK sprayer. Now what I like most about Green Star is that it's a highly dilution dependent product, meaning that if you want to use this at 5:1, absolutely. 2:1, sure, if you really need that cleaning power, but for the most part 10:1, 20:1, even 30:1 is going to be the appropriate dilution for this chemical here because it is going to come as a concentrate. Now one thing to not do is throw a sprayer straight into the concentrated Green Star bottle and begin spraying stuff. You don't want to do that, especially on interiors. Now compared to other APCs I've seen on the market, I consider this to be a relatively gentle APC, but it really is going to be dilution dependent. So Green Star is just a universal APC. It packs a good punch, but it's still gonna have that delicate touch to where you don't necessarily have to feel worried or stressed when using this on particular surfaces. So that is going to be Koch Chemie Green Star. Next up on our list, we have Koch Chemie Polestar, which is going to be Koch's dedicated interior cleaner for leather, textiles, and other interior surfaces, even carpet as well. Now Polestar is wonderful because it comes in at a pH of 7.5, so it's going to be relatively neutral, just slightly higher in alkalinity, but what's cool about the product is that, again, it's going to be concentrated. So you would take this right here and then dilute it depending on your needs. So whether it comes in at a 5:1 dilution or a 20:1 dilution or even up to a 30:1 dilution, it's all going to be dependent on how dirty that interior is and how much cleaning power that you need. Now what I like about this is that on leather, it's very safe, it's very gentle on leather, but it still works fantastic on stubborn stains, especially when paired with your favorite interior detailing brush. Now on carpet and other upholstery, also safe, but my favorite thing about Koch Chemie Polestar is the fact that you can use this safely on Alcantara surfaces. Now Alcantara is a very delicate type of material, and you don't want to load that up with particular cleaners that are going to clog up the fibers and make them feel like really dry and rough. Polestar does not do that. At a 20:1 dilution, I feel like the cleaning power is fantastic on Alcantara and it still leaves a very nice feeling finish behind. And so Polestar here, you can also use it on plastics, you can also use it on other interior bits. Just again, knowing that it's a pH of 7.5, this is not going to harm anything. Quick tip here is that I also like Polestar on interior headliners. So what I'll typically do is take like a white ripping rag, I'll spray Polestar at about 20:1 into a towel and then lightly agitate my headliner to be able to remove any types of stains or dirt or debris, and it works wonderfully. So just know that Polestar is going to be Koch's kind of dedicated interior textile, leather, carpet, other type of fabric cleaner, but can also be used on plastics as well. Next up here, we've got Koch Chemie Yep. MZR with a pH of 12.5, but a pH of 12.5 for an interior cleaner, Anthony, isn't that alkalinity too high? Well, yes and no, right? When you look at Green Star coming in at a pH of 12.5, you know that this particular product can be used on interiors at a higher dilution. That makes sense. Then we know that Polestar is going to be a product that has a lower alkalinity, that it can be pretty much used on anything and everything on the interior safely. So then why does MZR exist at a pH of 12.5? Well, first and foremost, sometimes you need something with more cleaning power, meaning you need something with higher pH, but you also need something that's been tested and used on hundreds of different interior surfaces to know that this is going to be a safer solution than maybe that of Green Star. And I think that that's the case. So MZR can be used on carpeted areas, it can be used on different types of upholstery, but where I really find this is being kind of the hammer for really deep and stubborn stains on the interior. So whether you have a carpet that's just absolutely stained and just hammered, and let's just say it needs a lot more effort, a lot more work than that of Polestar or Green Star, this is probably going to be the solution here. Now, what's also interesting about MZR is that chemically, this is going to be just as safe on your interior plastics, if not safer than that of Green Star. So what we find here is that MZR builds up a really good lather, more so than that of Green Star. So on an interior, it's going to build up a good lather. You're not going to have to be worried about staining, decoloring, or harming particular interior pieces. Now again, MZR was something I was really confused about until I actually tried it and did a side-by-side comparison with that of Green Star. In MZR, it felt like it gave me a better clean on the interior, not just on carpet and upholstery, but also on my interior plastics. And the entire time, I wasn't stressed out about any type of staining or any type of issues that would come with that of a normal APC. So MZR from a chemical standpoint, so I don't know how they did this, but they formulated this product in a way to where it's got all of the cleaning power, but without being something that's necessarily caustic. So again, MZR, it's highly dilutable, dilute it to your needs, but it's a product where a little goes a long way. But just know if you go to put it into your carpet and upholstery, then you may want to add a defoaming agent into that carpet upholstery to remove a lot of those extra suds that it may build up. So last but not least, in our alkaline journey here, the green label journey here from Koch Chemie, we have Multi-Star. Now, Multi-Star was released a little while back, and people were kind of uncertain where Multi-Star would fit in comparison to that of Green Star. Now, Multi-Star is going to be your absolute exterior hammer. This is going to be their highest, most potent alkaline formula for exterior cleaning when it comes to an APC. Now, this is what's going to be used on production vehicles. It's going to be used in production detailing shops. It's going to be used in actual car washes. This is going to be what I would consider a professional APC formula for professional high output, high production detailing. This is not going to be something that most enthusiasts are going to use or at least necessarily need when comparing it to something like Green Star. But the thing is that the concentration of this is so high that a little goes a long way. So even if you are an enthusiast, you'll use very, very small amounts of Multi-Star, right? You can dilute this anywhere from 20 to 1 to 300 to 1 to 500 to 1. It's absolutely crazy how dilutable this product is, which says a little goes a long way. So I'm just saying, if you're an enthusiast and you decide to buy the 5 liters of Multi-Star, it may take you years to actually use this. Ask me how I know. I've actually had the same thing of Multi-Star for like a year and a half, and I've used literally that much. So just saying. But Multi-Star, what's it for? It's going to be used for exteriors. This is going to be used for wheel wells. It's going to be used for tires. It can be used on wheels as well. It can be used on exterior grime, right? All of your lower rocker panels. If you're wanting to pre-treat something, this is what this is going to be for. The thing is with Multi-Star is that you want to rinse it thoroughly. So whenever you're pre-treating something, especially your lower areas, make sure you have a pressure washer, make sure you have a hose, and don't let any of this set up. And especially don't use this in direct sunlight. Coming in at a pH of 13.1, again, this is going to be extremely, extremely potent. So really what it comes down to is, what does your production look like? How many cars are you detailing? How concentrated do you need a product? Do you need Multi-Star, or can you get away with something like Green Star, right? So the choice is yours here, but Multi-Star really is going to be a multi-purpose kind of everything exterior cleaner, and it works exceptionally well on engine bays. So it's not going to be for everybody in comparison to that of Green Star. So I think that wraps up the green journey here for our alkalines. So what color's next? So they say that 1 is the loneliest number, but in the case of Koch Chemie FU, that is not the case. Now, Koch Chemie FU is going to be a floral, fresh, and clean smelling interior fragrance for your car's interior. Now, this is not only going to be a fragrance, but this is going to be an odor eliminator from Koch Chemie, meaning that you can actually use this to mask and eliminate some odors, as from a chemistry standpoint, it is going to collect those nasty molecules and make them ineffective. So this is going to be great for cars that have maybe some light smoke smell, right? Whether it's tobacco use or other type of cigarette smoke. It's also going to be great for pet odors. It's also going to be great for just other type of funk that you can't quite get out. Now, this isn't going to be a necessary full-on enzyme cleaner, but this is going to be something that's going to be way more effective than that of just a natural kind of oil fragrance spray. So this is actually going to be doing something much more on a chemistry level. Now, FU is meant to be used on interior carpets and upholstery. Do not spray this directly onto plastics. You don't want to do that. If you do hit your plastics, that's okay. Just simply wipe them off. But this is going to be for your carpet and upholstery. And I cannot reiterate that enough, because some people just grab this stuff and just start spraying it all over their interior, and that's just not the correct way to use it. Now, this product is ready to use, meaning that you don't have to dilute anything. You can simply throw a sprayer head into it and begin the odor elimination process without any worries there. So just know that a little goes a long way. A spray or two is pretty potent of this stuff, so use it sparingly, and make sure that if you have a customer car that you're using this on, make sure they approve of the fragrance first. But for the most part, it smells clean, it smells kind of floral, has a little bit of a kind of like a laundry detergent smell to it, but again, it's very fresh, and I really, really do like this. Now, Koch, if you're watching this, I am still waiting on my personal request. Fresh Up for men with a sandalwood fragrance taken from Koch Chemie Active Foam, put into a Fresh Up bottle. I would love that. So, what's next? So next up on our list, we are solving problems with Koch Chemie solvents. Now, this is going to be the orange label line from Koch Chemie, and I want to say that it's a good day when using these products, but that would be a lie. Typically, when you're breaking out the orange labeled products, you are probably very frustrated, your fingernails probably hurt, and you're probably sick of adhesive. But have no fear, because KCX is here. We're gonna start off with something simple. We're gonna start off with the easy one. Panel Preparation Spray, PPS from Koch Chemie. This is going to be your product that you're gonna use before putting on your protection, whether it be a ceramic coating from Koch Chemie or a paint sealant from Koch Chemie. This is what's going to prep that surface for the best adhesion. Now, what I also like about PPS is that it's going to be great for examining your work after a paint correction. So whether you're using the Koch Chemie compound and polish system, you've gone ahead and polished all your paint, but you really want to examine your work and make sure you're not filling anything or leaving anything behind, you're going to follow up with PPS to really make sure that that paint is as clean and as pure as possible, and that's where PPS comes in. And so what's nice is that you can check your work, and then from there jump straight into a coating or straight into a protective product once you've sprayed PPS. And so pretty easy, alcohol-based, can't really mess that up. Can also work great on cleaning your exterior glass as well. So PPS, we've covered it. Now, I just realized this, and I don't think this was planned, but we've actually kind of categorized this depending on the severity of the situation, right? So PPS, right, we've just covered that. This is going to be a very easy to remove alcohol-based cleaner. But then we have Orange Power, right? It's going to be a little bit of a stronger solvent. And then we have Tear Wash, T, a stronger solvent than that. And then we have Ulex, the daddy of all solvents. Starting with our least aggressive method first, we're going to start with Orange Power. Now, Orange Power is going to be safe on pretty much everything exterior, including your vehicle's glass. Now, when it comes to the application of Orange Power, you are going to want to apply a little bit at a time to your microfiber applicator or foam applicator, and then apply it to the surface that you are trying to treat, right? So whether it's tree sap or rubber, or maybe you have some like paint overspray, or maybe some paint that's kicked up from the road, you want to go ahead, let that dwell for just a few minutes, soften it up, and then remove it with the appropriate tool, whether it be a plastic razor blade or whether it just be your fingernail or another microfiber towel. This is going to be the best way to do it. But what I like about Orange Power is that I feel much less stressed when using this product and letting this set up for a longer period of time than that of T or Ulex. And so Orange Power, again, the least aggressive method beyond PPS here in kind of our removal of stubborn crap. So next up though, we have tea. Tear wash, what was it for? Tea is going to be for stubborn tar removal. Now this is going to be what it was dedicated for. It was going to be dedicated specifically for tar. But what's interesting is that you can use orange power for tar. You can use tea for tar. You can also use Ulex for tar. So why would you use tea more so than the others? So tea is going to give you a longer setup time, and it's also not going to soften the clear coat as much as something like Ulex will. And so when it comes to using tea, it's going to give you more working time, but it's also going to have a stronger solvent in there that's going to break down that tar faster than that of orange power. So typically when I apply tea to a surface, when I see tar overspray or tar in a fender well, I am going to clean that area to the best of my ability first, and then I'm going to take my tea on a microfiber applicator, apply it, soften that area completely, and then I can go back through with a clean microfiber towel and simply wipe it off. That's how easy and effective it is on tar. But I always recommend following up with at least rewashing that panel or neutralizing that panel with some other type of spray or cleaner. Whether it be a quick detailer or some PPS or just water alone, you can just totally neutralize that area. It's not necessary, but I recommend it personally from myself. So tea, dedicated for tar, but what's also cool about tea is that I've also had some pretty good luck with using this on certain interior pieces. I've had adhesive that I couldn't remove from interiors that was really bugging me and really bothering me, but I didn't necessarily want to apply something like Ulex, and orange power wasn't quite cutting it. So I used tea in a shaded, cooled area. I applied a very little bit at a time, and I was able to remove some of those adhesives. Now, do an inconspicuous test spot first. You don't want tea removing any type of color or discoloring anything on your interior, so just be very mindful of that. But just know I've experimented with that in the past and I've had really good luck, so just use it at your own risk if you choose to do so. Now, lastly, Ulex. Now, Ulex is going to be one of the most powerful adhesive and exterior stain removers on the market, and I promise you that. This stuff is extremely potent. But what's funny is it was actually one of the first products that came overseas from Germany when Koch Chemie was bringing everything over here to the US. So this actually came not too long after GSF and Green Star, but it was the perfect solution for many people at that time because we needed something that was stronger for removing the stubborn stuff on exteriors that maybe other products weren't cutting it. So Ulex, where do you use it? How do you use it? Well, we've had plenty of other videos here at the Rag Company YouTube channel where we've used Ulex on a actual tar-ridden Raptor. It was absolutely crazy how bad it was, and this stuff will melt away tar. But it doesn't just melt away tar, it also melts away adhesive. And so between the combination of tar, adhesive, and other exterior stains that you just don't know what they are, this is going to be kind of your final solution. So I've seen a lot of road paint be removed with KCX Ulex without any major issues. Now keep in mind with one thing is that with all these products, you want to use them in a well-ventilated area and possibly even use some type of protection for yourself, whether it's a respirator or a mask, or just using it in a very, very open area. You do not want to continue to breathe these solvents in. It's not good for you. So when using Ulex, right, we used it on a Raptor that was covered in tar. It worked fantastic. It removed all of that stuff. But we also used this on a front bumper that had paint protection film that was just like baked on there. And honestly, if it wasn't for this stuff, I don't know what we would have done. Ulex totally saved that bumper, and it worked absolutely fantastic. And so between the combination of all of these, you should be able to pretty much remove anything from an exterior that's stubborn that shouldn't be on there, whether it's adhesive, tar, or anything in between. But just know that KCX is your last resort. Your first resort would somewhere be between these two right here, and this is kind of like your nice middle ground. So that's gonna be it for the solvents. In front of me here on the table, we have the Red Label products, also known as the alkali and acid-based wheel cleaners. Now, this is how they have things labeled on their site, but these things can be used for plenty of other things other than wheel cleaning. So jumping straight into this, we are going to start with Rapid Rust Remover from Koch Chemie. Now this is going to be their dedicated iron and fallout remover. It's going to come in at a pH of 7.5, and this is going to be your ideal solution for removing a lot of those metal particulates from your vehicle's paintwork, whether it be on the exterior painted surfaces or whether it be on your wheels or even within your engine bay, because you can actually have quite a few particulates built within those as well. Now, this is going to put on a beautiful show. It's going to turn all those nasty particulates into a wonderful purple, and this product has plenty of cling time. So what I like about RRR is that in comparison to a lot of other different fault removers on the market, some of them are kind of watered down, right? Or some of them actually have runoff quite a bit faster than others. What we find about RRR is that it's more gel-like, meaning that once you spray it onto a surface, it really kind of clings on like Spider-Man shooting a web, and it kind of feels that way. And so what's nice is it's going to give it plenty of dwell time within those particulate areas, allowing it to really kind of set up, really start to dissolve those. And then what you can do is follow up with a pressure washer or a hose and rinse everything off. This is a fantastic fault remover and something that if you haven't tried, you definitely should. Next up, we have what I like to call magic in a bottle. Magic Wheel Cleaner from Koch Chemie, MWC, coming in at a pH of 5.5. This is going to be Koch Chemie's dedicated acid-based wheel cleaner. So coming in at a pH of 5.5, it's going to be obviously lower than that of a neutral pH. It's going to be slightly acidic, but not truly acidic, you know, dipping down into like a 1, a 2, or a 3. So 5.5 is still going to be extremely safe on all types of wheel surfaces. Now, what I like about Magic Wheel Cleaner is that this is going to have a combination of a built-in fault remover, but it's also going to have some degreasers and some light detergents in there that's going to help you build a wicked lather, but also put on one heck of a show. Now, if you've ever used Magic Wheel Cleaner, then you know that it clings just as well as Rapid Rust Remover. It really sticks to the spokes of the wheel. It will dissolve all those iron particulates, but the second that you take a brush and you start agitating it, it turns into a thick, frothy mess. But it ends up resulting in one of the most beautiful wheel cleaning jobs that you will ever see. Now, Magic Wheel Cleaner, again, also because it's magic, is also capable of touchless wheel cleaning as well. So out of a lot of the different wheel cleaners that we've used, this is one of those that I can pre-spray onto a wheel, pressure wash off, and that wheel is going to be 90% clean almost every single time. But if you choose to lather it, then yes, it will produce a nice wicked lather. However, it may not be the best on tires. So if you're looking for a dedicated all-in-one wheel and tire cleaning solution, then we're gonna step over here to the big guy. So the new kid on the block, AWH, Alkaline Wheel Cleaner, coming in at a pH of 14. Yes, you heard that correctly, 1-4. This is going to be serious business when it comes to cleaning your wheels and your tires. So an alkaline-based cleaner is typically always going to clean the tires better than an acidic-based cleaner. And so with the power of the alkalinity here, you're really going to be able to get a lot of that browning out of a tire, really scrubbing those and getting them the best clean possible. Now, Alkaline Wheel Cleaner can be heavily diluted, so you can use this product anywhere from 2-to-1 to 10-to-1 to 20-to-1, all depending on your needs. Now, what I also like about this is that it also builds up a very good lather, whether it be by brush agitation or using it in something like an IK foamer, or even using it in a foam cannon if you choose to do so. Now, with it being at a pH of 14, this is something that you do not want to let dry onto the wheel surface, and you want to make sure that your wheels are going to be cool and dry to the touch before jumping into a cleaner like this, right? So avoid direct sunlight, avoid overly hot wheels, and make sure that you are not letting it dwell for too long. So typically when it comes to using the product, whether it be in a spray bottle or foamer, you want to liberally apply it to everywhere, do your tire scrubbing, do your wheel cleaning, and then thoroughly rinse everything off. Now, it also works great on fender wells. So if you have coilovers or suspension components or anything like that, it's going to do a killer job there as well. And so Alkaline Wheel Cleaner is going to be really Koch's dedicated kind of all-around wheel and tire cleaner that really fits the bill for what most people are looking for. But if you're looking for something that's gonna have that built-in fault remover, then Magic Wheel Cleaner might make the most sense for you. Now, a little bit of bonus information. Magic Wheel Cleaner is probably one of my favorite engine bay cleaners in existence. I've made several videos on the Rag Company YouTube channel talking about using Magic Wheel Cleaner in conjunction with an APC for engine bay cleaning, and this stuff is like the real deal. So it's going to remove those iron particulates from your engine bay, but it's also going to have some degreasing properties. So if you have any type of oil leaks or you have any type of oil seeps where it's built up a lot of grime and a lot of gunk, this stuff will simply melt it off, and it's magic in a bottle. So just a quick tip there, but all three of these products are absolutely phenomenal. Try them out for yourself. You'll see exactly what I mean. That is going to wrap it up for the red labels. We're going to be talking about the turquoise label set. Now, these are going to be for interior plastic and leather care. These products are, without doubt, some of my favorites, and I'm very excited to talk about them. We're going to start by goofing around here with Koch Chemie's Gumi Fix, also known as Goof. Now, this is going to be their dedicated interior non-slip dressing that has gained the most popularity for people with rubber floor mats. So if you have a set of WeatherTech mats that have really started to look dingy or dull with time, this is your solution. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take those rubber floor mats, you are going to deep clean them with something like Green Star. You're gonna rinse them out thoroughly, make sure they come to a full dry, grab yourself a microfiber applicator, a little bit of Goof here, apply it over the top, let it set up, let it penetrate the rubber, and then knock it down with a towel. And you're gonna be left with a non-slippery, deeper, darker looking floor mat that's going to look just as it did when it first arrived in its new state. And so Gumi Fix, very popular for people with floor mats, but can also be used on pretty much anything and everything on the interior of your vehicle, whether it be your plastics or vinyl, or maybe even your rubber molding going around your door seals. You can use this on so many different things, but ultimately it's not going to leave a slippery surface behind, and so you won't be caught goofing around. Well, maybe you will be. I don't know, but that's Koch Chemie Goof. Let's talk about Leather Star. What is it and why do you need it? So Leather Star is going to be a dedicated leather protectant and conditioner for pretty much all leather types. So coated leather, vegan leather, vinyl leather, pretty much anything that's coated, you are going to be good to go with this product. Now, what I like is that a little goes a long way. So this is going to be a very thin product, meaning it's going to be very, very liquidy. So you are going to clean your leather first, right? So take your favorite leather cleaner. You can use Polestar or any other type of leather cleaner. Go ahead and give it a nice deep scrub. You could also use Colorlock's leather cleaner as well. And then after you've cleaned everything, you're gonna wipe everything down, let it kind of dry up for a little bit, and then follow up with Koch Chemie's Leather Star. Apply it to a microfiber applicator, go over the seat, let that set up, and then you're gonna simply wipe it dry. Now, what I like about Leather Star is that it doesn't leave any residue behind, meaning you're not gonna have any type of white patches left behind. You're not gonna have any type of kind of like consistency issues or anything like that. It spreads on very thinly and really penetrates that leather and really makes it feel nice. Now, once you've gone ahead and you've deep cleaned your leather and you've topped it with something like Leather Star, you can actually follow up again for light cleanings with more Leather Star. So whether it's in a spray bottle or you wanna do another type of microfiber application again, you can actually use it as kind of more of a leather quick detailer as you go along, and it works great for that as well. So Leather Star, dude, stuff's absolutely amazing. It smells like honey. I don't know if that helps you at all, I don't know if that excites you at all, but it smells so freaking good. And yeah, I just absolutely love this stuff. So next up, it's time to talk about the star that's on top. Top Star. It's like a little baby. It's like a little baby Top Star. This is actually probably my favorite interior product from Koch Chemie. I kid you not. Out of everything, this is what I'm taking home. What is Top Star? Why do you need it? Why do I like it so much? This is going to be a dedicated interior protectant that truly gives an OEM fresh look. I know there's so many interior protectants out there for vinyl, for plastics, for rubber, for so many different things that say, makes it look like new again. And I try it and I go, this doesn't look new. This looks artificial. This doesn't look right. Top Star is going to deepen and darken a lot of those interior plastics, and it's truly going to give them that OEM fresh look. What I like about this is interior scratches and scuffs and things that are kind of unsightly, this makes them almost non-existent. I don't know how the magic works, but I find that my interior plastics look better than they've ever looked before with Top Star. Now, you can also use this on dashes, you can use this on shifter boots, you can use this on so many other different things. Top Star is going to be their dedicated interior protectant that offers UV protection, right? So if your vehicle is exposed to a lot of sunlight, or you're worried about UV rays, and you're worried about fading, or worried about cracking, Top Star is truly going to moisturize those plastics, keep them looking good, and protect them from a lot of those nasty UV rays that would cause them to dry out. And so Top Star, again, you're gonna wanna go through, just like Leather Star, and clean that surface first. So whether you're using Polestar, whether you're using MZR, clean the plastics first. After they've been cleaned, you are going to do an application of Top Star. So I like to personally throw a sprayer head into this bottle, spray it onto an applicator or a towel, and apply it that way. You can also use the pop top here, pop it off, and then put it onto an applicator and apply it that way as well. After you've applied it, you'll see an immediate, I'm talking like an immediate difference. It's like night and day between unapplied and applied. It's going to darken that area. After it's been applied, you're going to follow up with a microfiber towel and knock it down. You're going to find that that sheen's going to come off, but that darkness and richness of that plastic is still going to stay the same. Now, I also like it because it's anti-fingerproof and it's also anti-static, so it's not going to collect a lot of dust. This is truly one of my favorites in the Koch Chemie line, and it smells so good. One of my favorites. I'm probably not going to get this crazy about everything else, but you definitely need to try this in your life. So that is going to wrap it up for the turquoise products. What's next? We've returned for our next product category, and it has been a minute. I've shaved my face, I think I've lost a few pounds, and I'm feeling pretty good about this, but this video has taken quite some time. But right now, we're talking about Koch Chemie's Protector Wax, coming in the Driers and Conservers category, which is going to be the orange with the gold label here. So Protector Wax is going to come in at a pH of 4.5. It is going to be a final touch protector wax. This product is going to be applied via a foam cannon for most of us normal people, but in car washes, this would be diluted into the car wash system. So Protector Wax is going to offer roughly a month to a few months of hydrophobic protection on the exterior surfaces. It's going to have some UV inhibitors in there. It's going to give a nice glow to the paint, but again, it's going to offer that protection, so you're going to have some really good water behavior, and it's going to leave behind a little bit of slickness. But what makes this product so great is how easy it is to use. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through with your normal wash, right? Whether it's a maintenance wash with something like Koch Chemie GSF, or let's just say you want to use something with a little bit of a higher pH, you can use active foam or super foam. And then after you've done your wash and your contact wash, you are going to refoam on Protector Wax at the recommended dilution. And then after you foam it on, you are going to let it set up for a little bit of time. Now, what's super cool about Protector Wax is it does this really cool sizzling effect, and it's kind of hard to describe, but it lands on the surface and you hear all these little sizzles all over the paint, and that is just the foam really penetrating the pores in the paint and getting that protection on there. Now, it's going to be safe on all exterior surfaces. You can put it on your wheels, you can put it on your fender wells, you can put it on your soft tops, all your painted surfaces. Everything is safe. After you let it dwell for just a little bit of time and hopefully out of direct sunlight, you're going to want to go through and rinse everything off. Immediately after rinsing, you're going to notice some pretty extreme water behavior, and that paint is going to start glowing. After you're done with the rinse, you're going to go through and dry everything off. Protector Wax smells amazing, works amazing, but I recommend using this in a very well ventilated environment. So you don't want to use this in an enclosed garage. You do want to use this where you're going to have some airflow. So whether it be outside in a shaded area, or maybe you have the garage open, whatever it may be, just don't do this in an enclosed area. That is going to be PW, the only product in this category. So what's next? All right, so we are jumping into our next biggest category, and probably one of the most exciting from KCX, which is going to be the yellow labels here, which is going to be the shampoos category. Now, there is a lot here, and this might be overwhelming for some people. So if you're not sure on which shampoo is right for you, I highly recommend watching this video from our friend Levi Gates here, who really helps guide you towards finding the right shampoo for you. Now, with that said, we need to jump into this, so we're gonna be starting off with Koch Chemie GSF. Hands down, one of the most goated soaps in our industry today. This is going to come in at a pH of 7.5, and this is going to be a fantastic maintenance wash soap for everybody. So whether you have a coated vehicle, uncoated vehicle, waxed vehicle, sealed vehicle, whatever it may be, this is going to be just a fantastic all-around soap. So this really started out with being something that Koch recommended in a foam cannon, right? This is going to be just a fantastic foam cannon wash, but then we started using it in buckets, and the bucket washes felt amazing, and then the combination of both snow foam and having it in a bucket wash was even better. Now, what really drew us to this soap was actually the smell. When we first smelled this soap, it was unlike anything we've ever smelled. It smelled like that Fruit Stripes gum back when you were a kid, you know, the zebra gum that lasts like 2 seconds, except this scent kind of lingers and stays around, which is amazing. But what we really like about this is how much lubrication it offers on the surface. And so when foaming GSF onto your vehicle's exterior paintwork and then taking your preferred wash mitt and then going through and giving a wash, it just feels good. Now, what I also like about GSF is that it rinses off clean every single time. I've never had soap staining from this. We've used it in direct sunlight, we've used it in shaded areas, we've used it indoors here, and it's just a very therapeutic wash process. So GSF is going to be the standard maintenance wash soap in here. This is what most of you are going to gravitate towards, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Koch Chemie GFX. This is going to be essentially the same product as Koch Chemie GSF, but in a limited edition scent. So this is quite literally Christmas in a bottle. Saint Nick literally dumped everything he ever had into this bottle, and it created this amazing scent. It's piney, it's cinnamony, it kind of smells like Christmas morning. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just the most amazing smelling thing, and it is a fan favorite, but it is only available during the winter holidays. However, we might have a little bit of stock left over. I'm not sure, you'll have to check theragcompany.com, but regardless, at a formula level, these two products are exactly the same lubrication, same cleaning power, same maintenance wash use. The only other difference is that this is gonna come in at a pH of 8, and the only reason they raised the pH was to make that scent stable. So overall, dude, that soap is another goated soap. We use it all the time. We're actually running low, and we need to find some leftover stock somewhere. Next up here, another one of my favorites, and I think it's because it's my initials. Coming in at a pH of 9.5 is Koch Chemie's Active Foam. Now, I know I kind of go on tangents about the way things smell and about scents, and it's because I love things that smell good. Active Foam. The first time we used this, I lost my mind. I felt like I was in a nightclub. I felt like there were lights on me. I felt like there were smoke machines going off. The music was pumping. I'm pumping my fists. Everybody's having a good time. I'm breakdancing on the floor. I'm doing things I never thought I could do, right? In the room, the whole experience, the whole vibe smelled like this right here. Koch Chemie Active Foam. How was it able to do that? I have no idea. But this product initially came over into the US in a 5-liter form. It was a big 5-liter just like that. And we're like, holy smokes, people love this product so much that we think it needs to be more obtainable by putting it into a 1-liter size so more people can use this. So, Active Foam. So what are the benefits of Active Foam? Active Foam is going to come in at a higher pH of 9.5. It's going to be slightly more alkaline, which is going to offer more touch-free cleaning power in comparison to that of GSF. So Active Foam is going to be something that you're going to want to use, every couple months or so. And it's something that you can use every couple months, but not something that you're going to want to use with every single wash. Now, you can agitate it with your hands, but because of the pH, we highly recommend wearing gloves to protect your skin. You don't want to make direct contact with Active Foam, but it's still going to be safe on all of your trim, all of your plastics, pretty much everything around the vehicle, and you're not going to have that stress of being like, oh my gosh, I have to rinse this off immediately. You could actually let Active Foam dwell for several minutes, really let it do its work, and then rinse it off. So next up here, we're going to be jumping a few products over here all the way to my left, your right, which is going to be Koch Chemie's Super Foam, coming in at a pH of 12. Super Foam was another product that was actually designed for car wash use. And this is going to be a high pH, high cleaning power soap that you are going to want to foam onto the surface, let it dwell for a little bit of time, and then rinse everything off. But again, because of the pH, it's not something that you're going to want to use super often. Now, unfortunately, Super Foam only comes in a 5-liter. Now, don't let that deter you from picking it up. If you're doing a lot of winter washing, or if you're doing a lot of maintenance washes on cars in a detailing shop, or a setting where you're doing a lot more production stuff, this is definitely going to be used, and you're going to use a lot of it. Super Foam can also be very usable for consumers as well. We'll actually knock out the lowers of the vehicle with this. We can also use it on the front bumper. Let's just say if it's covered in bug guts, or if a rear bumper has accumulated just a ton of filth, this is going to work absolutely killer on there as more of a touchless approach before making our contact wash with GSF. All right, so next up, we are going on the opposite of the pH scale, and we're bringing things back down to 1. Coming in at a pH of 1, we have Koch Chemie's Reactivation Shampoo. Now, this is going to be a newer product to the KCX lineup for their shampoos, and this is something that a lot of people are really gravitating towards, right? Reactivation shampoo is going to be something that you're not going to be using super often due to its pH level, but it's something that may be a necessity for your style of coating or your style of decon, right? So if you're wanting to do a really crazy decon wash, you can do a combination of both reactivation shampoo and something like super foam, or reactivation shampoo or something like active foam, and hit it from both ends of the pH scale, and you're gonna find that you're gonna get one of the best decons possible. Now, the process for this product is gonna be the same as the other higher pH products, so you're gonna foam it on, let it dwell for a period of time. If you choose to hand wash it, you can do that. Again, remember, gloves, and then following that process, you can go through and neutralize that with something like GFX or GSF, or hit it at the opposite end with something like super foam. But a lot of people are really liking reactivation shampoo for reviving coatings, and that's essentially why this product was created. So we've covered our cleaner shampoos, and we know that these are absolutely amazing, and I promise you, if you can't clean a car with everything you've seen here, then you're doing something wrong. These are some of the best cleaning shampoos I think the industry has to offer at this time. But what about the protection shampoos? We're gonna start off with the first protection shampoo, which is going to be Koch Chemie's Nano Magic shampoo, coming in at a pH of 5.5. This is essentially going to be their version of a wash and wax with some really nice sealants built into it. So if you want to use this on existing protection on your vehicle surface, you absolutely can. So whether you have a wax, a sealant, ceramic coating, this is simply going to top that off. Now, if you have an unprotected vehicle, this is gonna be nice as well because it's gonna offer some protection. Now, how I like to use this product is going to be in a bucket. So in a foam cannon, honestly, it doesn't put on that great of a show, and that's just due to the protection built in it, right? It's going to counteract those foaming agents, and it's not gonna put on that beautiful show that GSF or GFX will. But in a bucket, this stuff is gonna be absolutely killer. Now, because it's a pH of 5.5, you probably should wear gloves when applying this, but what you can do is go through with a foam wash with something like GSF, let that set, rinse that off, and then follow up with a wash with Nano Magic shampoo, and then rinse everything off, dry it, and that vehicle is definitely gonna be looking a lot better. It's gonna have a little bit more of a glowing effect to it, but again, you're also gonna get a little bit of water behavior. So Nano Magic, essentially a wash and wax. Next up here, we have the new kid on the block, Ceramic Effect Shampoo. Now, it's really funny because I was asking the guys from Koch Chemie North America, I'm like, what's up with the name? CES, Ceramic Effect Shampoo. And they said that in Germany, when they were developing this, they looked at the water behavior and they go, it has like a ceramic effect to it. So they go, let's just jump on that. In comparison to Nano Magic, I think CES provides a way better show in terms of water behavior. So again, this is gonna have some UV inhibitors in there. It's gonna offer that beautiful hydrophobic behavior. It's also gonna feel really nice under the mitt. It's gonna have a lot of lubrication, but the same process would go for Nano Magic, right? So this is not gonna have a ton of cleaning power on its own. It's gonna be able to do some light cleaning, but nothing crazy. Now, this is gonna be safe on all surfaces, including soft tops. You can use it on chrome, paintwork, wheels, fender wells, you name it, it's gonna be safe for all of that. And CES has really taken off. People are absolutely loving this shampoo. It's such an awesome experience, and I think it's kind of what Koch needed for like that level of hydrophobicity that we've been looking for today. And so, yeah, amazing stuff. We've done it. We've made it to the end of the shampoos. I can't believe it. Last but not least, Koch Chemie's Rapid Rinseless Wash, coming in at a pH of 4.0. Now, Koch Chemie did a rinseless different than many of the other rinselesses on the market. And believe it or not, the rag company was actually part of the beta testing group for this rinseless wash right here. What's interesting about RRW is that it has that slickness during the wash process, right? When you are washing something, you absolutely feel that lubrication. But when you go to dry it, you're left with a really squeaky clean surface. So it's not gonna have any type of protection or anything left behind that some people aren't looking for. It's gonna be like the perfect rinseless option for people who are looking to add on a last step protectant or a drying aid or something of that sort that's not going to interfere with whatever this may leave behind, which in my opinion, it doesn't leave anything behind. RRW, definitely one to try out if you haven't tried it, and definitely something for fans of rinseless washing. So, I've done it. They're gonna unchain me, and it's time to get lunch. Are you excited? I'm very excited. Let's do this, quick lunch break. So our new category here is going to be the gray label, which is going to be the rubber and plastics care. Which product of these do you need? Well, hopefully you're about to find out. Starting off with number 1, KCX Motorplast. This is going to be the dedicated engine bay dressing, and this stuff is magic in a bottle. I know there's like that magic wheel cleaner, which is also kind of like magic in a bottle, but like this is like truthfully magic in a bottle. This engine bay dressing is probably one of the most unique experiences and one of the craziest end results of a product I've ever seen. So, Motorplast, how does it work? You're going to deep clean your engine bay. Then after that, rinse everything off, blow dry most of that excess water out. Take this beautiful pink bottle here. It's like kind of pink-ish, right? Spray this on. Get a nice even coverage over that engine bay. Then what you're gonna do, you're gonna close that hood. You're gonna go get a snack. You're gonna go on a lunch break. You're gonna go get a drink. You're gonna go do something for a couple hours, right? And then you're gonna walk back to that engine bay. You're gonna pop that hood. You're gonna lift it up. And you're gonna be blown away. Literally hundreds of feet, if not yards, miles away, you're gonna be blown. I cannot praise Motorplast enough. This is one of the first products that came over from KCX, and we're all obsessed with it. This is pretty much one of our go-to engine bay dressings. You can also use it on fender wells. You can use it on suspension components. If you're curious on how to use this and you wanna see a full video on it, you can actually see a video right here, which is gonna show you the application of Motorplast and how I like to do it. And believe me when I say you'll be amazed. It's a beautiful thing. So one of the newer products here from KCX is going to be Tire Glaze. This is going to be their dedicated tire dressing, which is going to leave behind a glossier finish. So I tell people that if you're looking for a satin to kind of glossy, kind of donut-like finish, Tire Glaze is absolutely amazing. But what's cool about it is that it can also be knocked down during any step of the process. So for this product, you're gonna wanna go ahead and deep clean your tires. You're gonna take Tire Glaze with a microfiber applicator or foam applicator and apply this to the tire. Let it set up for a little bit, and depending on the sheen level you're looking for, you'll knock it down with a towel at any step. This stuff can, in fact, get pretty glossy. I think it can look really, really good as well. Durability-wise, we're seeing roughly a few weeks at a Tire Glaze, if not up to a month until you need to reapply it. But this is just essentially going to be their standard tire dressing that most people are going to be looking for when it comes to a show car or just a car that's going to have some slightly glossier and slightly shinier tires. Next up here, we have KCX Plastar PSS, which is going to be a fan favorite in the KCX lineup. Now, what I love about PSS is that this is going to be an all-around exterior rubber and plastic dressing. This truthfully does penetrate those rubber and plastic surfaces to really add a lot of durability and some protection to them as well. So this is going to have some built-in UV inhibitors, which is fantastic. But what I really find this product shines is durability. I do a PSS application once a year, twice a year, and it holds up for an extended period of time. It's amazing. But what's also great about PSS is that it can be used on your tires. And so if you're looking for that true OEM new tire look without a ton of sheen to it, this stuff is freaking incredible. So last but not least here in our gray lineup of exterior rubber and plastic protection and care, we have Hydroplast Care, which is going to be Koch Chemie's exterior water-based and water-dilutable dressing. Now what's cool about this is that you can actually just take the product, dilute it into a bottle with more water, and dilute it depending on the sheen level. And you can continue to use this on all exterior rubber and plastic surfaces, including tires as well. And so a little goes a long way with this stuff. It's really easy to use. It's definitely something that was needed in this lineup for having something that was water-based and water dilutable. So that is gonna be it for the gray lineup. What's next? All right, so jumping into our next category here, we have the blue labels, which is known as the glass cleaners and water processing. Let's just process that for a minute here. So starting off first here with Koch Chemie's clay spray. Pretty straightforward, man. It is a spray for your clay. It is a clay spray. I don't know what else to say, dude. It's just a very versatile clay spray that you can use on all exterior surfaces, including your glass, and it is a high lubrication formula. Good stuff. I like it. All right, so next up we have Koch Chemie ASC, All-Around Surface Cleaner. This is essentially an interior quick detailer. It's a spray and go quick cleaner that can be used at any time on virtually everything on the inside of your vehicle. It's gonna be safe on all of your glass. It's gonna be safe on chrome, plastics, cloth, leather, you name it. It's just gonna be an all-around, very versatile interior cleaner. So this is gonna be something that you keep in your car, right? If you ever have a spill or if you ever have dust you're trying to remove, fingerprints you're trying to remove from a nav screen, this is what you're gonna have in your car. It's very nice because it comes in the 500 ml bottle. Throw this in a rear cup holder, something like that. Use it as needed. All right, so last but not least here we have Koch Chemie's Glass Cleaner, another fan favorite in the KCX lineup. Now, what I like about Glass Cleaner from KCX is that this is going to change the surface tension of the glass as you're cleaning it, meaning that it's not going to become grabby, it's actually going to become slick. And the more you use, the slicker it gets. And so what I like is that on interior glass, on all of the tinted areas, it feels really good at wiping off fingerprints, but it also prevents future fingerprints from forming when you go to retouch that glass surface, which is also super cool. Exterior glass, it's going to be a streak-free finish every single time. Pair it with your favorite glass towel. I like to use the FTW personally. It's safe on all interior window tints. It's safe for tinted glass from the factory and virtually anything else that is glass, a mirror, or chrome. It's going to be safe on those surfaces as well. So that's going to be it for the Blue Label from KCX. All these products are fantastic. All of them are worth trying if you haven't tried them before. And yeah, what's next? All right, another day has passed. I have changed outfits, yet I am still chained to this table until I can finish this video. So here we are for our next segment, which is going to be the body and paint segment from Koch Chemie, which is going to highlight the compounds and polishes. Now, for these compounds and polishes, there is going to be associated pads with these products here that we're going to pop up on the screen to give you the best direction for when using these products here. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with our first one, which is going to be P103, and that is going to be our lac polish. So how we're going to be doing this is from least aggressive to most aggressive, and lac polish is definitely going to be the least aggressive. So what is it? Why do you need it? And is it right for you? So lac polish is going to be the least aggressive polish, that final finishing polish in the KCX lineup. This is what's going to be used to extract the most gloss on that final step. Now, this is also going to be ideal for people who maybe have a ceramic coating that has some really light marring in it, or maybe even just a really high-end car that just has been brushed up against, maybe with some dust on the surface, and you see a little bit of shift in the paint. You're going to use this on it first, and this is what's probably going to pull it out. Now, this is going to be best paired with the green pad from KCX. All these products here have the associated pads. The green pad is definitely going to be the lightest, and you can use that with this compound here, and it's going to work beautifully. And so that is going to be P103 lac polish. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use. Pretty much any beginner can use a product like this, and you would never, ever, ever cause any damage. Next up here, we have Microcut M302. Now, this is going to be Koch's traditional polish. So typically with polishing systems, you're going to have a compound that's going to have a heavier cut, and you're going to have a polish with a lighter cut that you're going to finish out with. This is going to fit that bill for that lighter cut polish. Now, Microcut is very versatile. You can throw it on a slew of different types of pads for different results, but again, it's going to be best paired with the purple Microcut pad. If this is causing any type of micro marring in that final step, then you would jump down to the lac polish to really finish that out. But I would say for probably 80–90% of vehicles, Microcut is going to be your last step here. And so this product's awesome. It's got a long working time. And again, you're going to be able to extract a lot more gloss with finishing with something like this. So that is going to be Microcut. Now, what about this next one here? Microcut and Finish. So Microcut and Finish is essentially going to be the same formula as Microcut, but this is actually going to contain some waxes in it. So by having some carnauba-based wax in it, you can actually finish out with this product and send it on its way without having to add any additional protection. Now, what I also like about Microcut and Finish is that I find that it kind of lubricates that paint just a little bit more, right? It's really going to moisturize that paint. So typically when we have like a really dry clear coat, right? Something that we're trying to cut through with a compound and we're getting a lot of dusting and it's really grabbing, it's really hard to remove. Something like Microcut and Finish and getting some wax into that paint to kind of moisturize it really will set it up in the future for better cutting, right? So when you want to recut that paint again in the future, it's actually going to work a lot better. And so Microcut and Finish, the best way to describe this is it's Microcut with forcing more carnauba wax into that clear coat to really keep it moisturized. And yes, you are going to get some water behavior from that. Now, in a body shop setting, this product is also going to be safe, but you want to make sure that that clear is fully cured before applying that. So whether that clear has been baked or we know it is off gas properly, then you can obviously throw this on there because it's going to have that carnauba wax built into it. But for the most part, this is going to be great for home enthusiasts, DIYers, professional detailers, body shop people, anybody that are looking for something that's just going to be an all-in-one, one-step finishing product. That's what Microcut and Finish is for. Coming down the line here, we have F601 Fine Cut. This is going to be the most versatile compound in the entire polish lineup here. Now, the reason why I like Fine Cut so much is that you can really get a nice pad-dependent cut with this product, meaning that if I want to throw this onto a purple pad or a green pad, or let's just say a red pad, I totally can, but really for the most part, pairing this with the yellow Fine Cut pad is probably going to be your best bet. Now, the reason why I like this is because this is going to be a great one step for removing some medium defects, but also still leaving a decent finish at the end. And so for most people, for most detailers, this is what they're grabbing, right? Typically this, and then finishing out with something like Microcut, or even doing something like H902, and then finishing out with something like Fine Cut here. But again, it's just really versatile. This is gonna be your perfect medium cut compound for most end users and for most detailers. So probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, in the lineup. Now, second to last here, and our least to most aggressive, we have P602, One Cut and Finish. Now, this is gonna be pretty similar to Microcut and Finish, because we can see that little green stripe there. Now, One Cut and Finish is going to be very similar to the cut level of Fine Cut, but it's going to have some wax built into it. So it's going to have some carnauba wax. So this is going to be what we'd consider an all-in-one. So if this is going to be kind of an all-in-one polish, which is going to be able to cut and then protect, this is going to be more of an all-in-one compound, being able to do heavier cutting, but also leave behind some protection. And so the wax in there is going to be relatively durable. You're going to get a few months of protection out of it. But again, what I like about this is for when you are cutting a clear that's maybe really dry or maybe oxidized that needs moisture, right? But you need heavier cutting power than Microcut, then this is probably what I'm going to go for. So One Cut and Finish, again, a very versatile compound with some protective properties left at the end. And so, yeah, pretty awesome stuff. Pair it with the orange pad if you choose to pair it with anything, but it's also pretty versatile to where you can finish out with it with maybe even a purple pad or maybe even a green pad if you choose to do so. So that's that. Last but not least, we have Koch Chemie's Heavy Cut H902. Now, I like to think of this stuff as Koch Chemie's prized compound. They are very proud of this product, and they should be, because it can remove 1,200 grit sanding marks, which is pretty freaking crazy. It'll do 1,500 all day, 2,000 all day, but 1,200, that's really dipping it down. But when paired with the red pad, this thing will provide some serious cutting power. Now, who is this product for? This is not going to be for your average detail enthusiast, right? This is going to provide a way heavier cut than what most people will need on a day-to-day, weekend warrior basis. But for body shops, this is a freaking must. This stuff is amazing. So when it comes to heavy defect removal, you'll pair this with the red pad. You can also pair it with something like a wool pad or a microfiber pad for some really, really heavy duty cutting. Whatever you choose to do, I think Koch Chemie has done a really good job with color coding these and then pairing them with the appropriate pads to really make this easy for anybody to follow. And so Heavy Cut, killer compound. The rest of these products are absolutely amazing as well, and you can't go wrong with them. So with that said, that is the compounds and polishes. I think there's one more category. We've made it to the home stretch. So the black labels here, I wore my KCX shirt to match, right? That's why I did this. But let's go ahead and jump into this. So this is gonna be more of the body and paint stuff here, but with a few miscellaneous things. But we're gonna have some protection products in here, some quick detailers. We're also gonna have kind of a waterless wash here at the end. This is a very unique category and probably one of the more, I would say, miscellaneous, but with a lot of useful things in here that I think most of you are really going to dig, especially if you are an enthusiast or a weekend warrior. So jumping into our first set of twins here, we have HLP1 and HLP2, which is going to be part of Koch Chemie's headlight polishing system. So P1 is going to be the heavy cutting compound that's going to remove a lot of that yellowing and oxidation from the headlight, and then P2 is going to be that final polish and sealant. So it's going to leave behind a sealant with some UV inhibitors in there to keep those headlights looking newer for longer. Now this whole kit does come with sanding pads and a particular foam disc and a foam pad that you can use for like a true on restoration, but these are going to be the two products that are really going to shine the most when it comes to polishing headlight plastics. Next up, we have QS, Quick and Shine. So QS from Koch Chemie is going to be their dedicated quick detailer, right? When we think of a quick detailer, when we think of like a final finishing spray, this is what's going to be used. So this is going to be used on all exterior surfaces, whether it's your glass, your vehicle's paintwork, chrome, you name it. It can be used on virtually anything and everything. It's going to have some very light cleaning power. It's going to have a little bit of protection as well, but it's going to be by no means long term. Stuff smells really good. It's really easy to use. I love pairing this with the Rag Company's FTW towel. And yeah, dude, it's just good stuff. Next up, if you're looking for something that's going to offer some final finishing protection, then look no further than SO02 from Koch Chemie. This is going to be their dedicated spray sealant. Now, we find that SO02 can typically last anywhere from 3 to 6 months depending on the application process and all the prep work that goes into it. This is not my favorite drying aid product, if I'm completely honest, but as a standalone spray sealant, it's pretty freaking killer. So this is going to offer some really nice water behavior. It's going to offer a really nice slick feel, and it's really going to extract a lot of gloss out of that vehicle's paintwork. It's really, really easy to apply. Again, you can apply this with something like an FTW if you choose to do that, or something like an Edgeless 365 or even a Pearl. Now, as far as what I mean for the prep steps, so if you decide to go through and do a polish or a clay or use the Koch Chemie PPS, which is going to be their panel prep spray, use that first and then apply SO02 to get the most longevity out of it. But for the most part, this is going to be their dedicated spray sealant. Next up here, we have what could be one of my favorites here in the KCX lineup, which is going to be FSE, Finished Spray Exterior. This is a quick detailer on steroids. It has a built-in lime scale remover, meaning that if you are washing in an area with hard water, this is what's going to remove those hard water minerals as you're washing. So for hard water spots, like let's just say they've really etched the clear, this is not going to be the solution. But if it's a fresh spot, this will take it right off. So what I tell people is that you wash your car, you finish everything up, and then you park it, and then you walk out to your car a few hours later and you see a couple water spots that have dribbled down. You take your quick detailer, you take your rinseless wash, it's not coming off, and you go, crap, does this mean I have to polish it? No. This would be what I would use before a dedicated water spot remover and or a polish. FSE, it's kind of a must-have. Everybody kind of needs this in their cabinet, whether you use it all the time or not. It's nice to have around, and you can use it every time with a wash if you choose to do so. It will leave behind a little bit of protection, but the really standout thing about it is going to be the lime scale remover. Next up here, we have something that's kind of unique. Quick and finish. So this right here is going to be a quick detailer without any type of silicones or anything that's going to change the surface tension of your vehicle's paintwork. Now, this is going to be an ideal solution for cleaning fresh paint. This is going to be a body shop safe solution to cleaning off dust off of fresh paintwork, right? So whether you are in a body shop or let's just say you're an enthusiast that's just had some paintwork done and you're just itching to clean the dust off and you want to do it in a safe manner, Quick Finish is going to be the solution for you. And so again, it's a very similar formula to Quick and Shine. It's just not going to contain any silicone or anything that's going to affect that clear coat with the off-gassing process. And so for myself, I get paintwork done every once in a while, and I'm always itching to remove the dust, and I want to do it in a safe way. Quick and Finish is going to be the solution for that. Just a pretty straightforward product, but perfect for people in a body shop setting. The next product here, we have SO01 Heart Wax or Heart Wax, something like that from Koch Chemie. Now, this product, there's a lot of questions about it. People don't know what it is, what it's for, why it exists, how do you use it? So this is going to be a very unique final finishing wax. And the reason for that is that you can actually use this and apply this over the top of an existing polish to not only remove that polish, but also leave behind some protection at the same time. If you apply it to bare paintwork or apply it to just paintwork with polish over it, you'll actually see everything haze up and turn white. At that point, once you've seen it haze, you can now remove it. Now it's gonna feel really good during the removal process. It's gonna feel very slick, and of course, it's going to leave behind some really decent water behavior. It's just super unique in the fact that you can use this over the top of a polish to remove that polish and leave behind some protection. It kind of reminded me of the Uno Advanced Bead Maker combo that we had talked about years before. This is kind of like that, but within that KCX realm. All right, so saving one of the best for last here, we have SO03 Hydro Foam Sealant. This product has gained a ton of popularity over the last year. So this is going to be Koch's dedicated kind of water activated spray sealant, but it's going to be best applied in a foam cannon. So SO3 kind of reminds me of Protector Wax, but Protector Wax kind of on steroids. So this is going to be a true long-term base sealant that is going to be really water activated. So how this is going to work is you're going to go through, clean your vehicle, do a full wash, whether it's with GSF or Actifoam, whatever it may be, rinse everything off, and after you've rinsed off the soap, you are going to foam or spray this on. The second it lands on that surface and the second it touches that water, it's going to activate. It's going to begin bonding to that vehicle's paintwork and all exterior surfaces. Once you've done that, you're going to rinse everything off and you're going to be left with some amazing, and I mean amazing, water behavior. You can apply this to virtually everything. Fender wells, wheels, tires. Tires will start beating if you've applied SO3, one of the most popular recent products from KCX line for long-term protection, and something that you can use multiple times a year, which is pretty freaking cool. Next up here, we have Wash and Finish from KCX, which is going to come only in a 5-liter size, at least currently here in North America. Wash and Finish is going to be Koch Chemie's dedicated waterless wash. And so it's really straightforward. It's really easy to use. You can use it at full strength as it comes here in the 5-liter, or you can actually dilute it 1-to-1 with some distilled water and have some really, really great results. And so very similar to other waterless washes on the market, but it's going to leave really nothing behind. And it's also going to be body shop safe as well. And so a really straightforward, easy to use waterless wash. Just know that it can be diluted 1-to-1. So really you're getting like 10 liters out of this 5-liter here, which is pretty cool. Next up here, we have Koch Chemie's all-around ceramic, which is going to be their dedicated exterior ceramic coating for all exterior surfaces. You can use this on your paintwork, you can use this on trim, you can use this on chrome, your wheels, your side windows, and so on. So this is going to be their dedicated coating. It's going to come in a very large bottle here, and it's very, very, very easy to apply. Now this coating is going to last a little over a year. In our testing here, we found that about a year is that sweet spot, but we're seeing up to 2 years on certain vehicles here that we have around the TRC parking lot. Now CO2 is going to be great for people that are already in the KCX ecosystem, right? You can pick up the PPS, the panel preparation spray, go through, prep that surface after you've polished, after you've clayed, and then literally ceramic coat it pretty much in that same day. It's very, very, very easy to use, and you have a big, big bottle. So again, about a year's worth of protection out of that coating. Last but not least, baby, we've done it. We've done it. We have come to the very end of this video, and I've saved one of my other personal favorite products for last here, which is going to be W001. This is going to be Koch Chemie's hand wax. And the reason why I saved this for the end here is because I like to think of this as a very therapeutic, just kind of relaxation wax. And that's what I need to do now. I'm coming down off of a high of like, what we do, like 60 products, 70 products. I'm coming down off of that. And I want to finish with something therapeutic, something soft, something safe. And that's what this is. So W001 is going to be their dedicated high-end hand wax. And what I mean high-end, I mean high-end. This is probably one of the nicest hand waxes I have ever used. Use the panel preparation spray, the PPS spray, go over the entire exterior of the vehicle, all the paintwork, and then you're gonna take a microfiber or foam applicator, kind of dig that into this, a little goes a long way, apply it to the entire vehicle's paintwork, let that set up. You can let it sit for hours, you can let it sit for overnight, whatever you wanna do, then come back through with a microfiber towel, start knocking it down, flip that thing over, and just like fall in love. All right, this is hopefully everything that you need to know about Koch Chemie and the Koch Chemie lineup. We absolutely love these products here at TRC, and I think it's no surprise. We use them all the time in plenty of videos. This is just gonna be an extremely high-end brand that's come to North America, and it's just representing the detailing industry so well. We love the people behind it. We love helping represent these guys, and Koch Chemie, I mean, the world is your guys' oyster. You guys are gonna continue to grow and continue to make amazing products, and we're gonna be here for every step of the way. So that is going to be it from us. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was a ton of work and a ton of effort over 3 days. Please make sure to give us a big thumbs up and hit that like button. Comment down below. Let us know what your favorite KCX products are. And as always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rag Company.